Now, did you get an increment in 2022 and was it up to your expectations? Most importantly, did it even keep up with the inflation? If the answer is no, you are not alone. 2022 has not been great for workers around the world. But CEOs, on the other hand, made the most of it. Our next report getting you the details.
The economy is slowly picking up, but the fear of recession still looms ahead in 2023. And at the receiving end are the employees. Inflation is soaring. There's a cost of living crisis going on, and workers are still getting peanuts. But on a positive note, the Japanese government has decided to prioritize in its economic policy next year. Bank of Japan has stressed that increasing wages is crucial to sustainably achieve 2% inflation rate. Companies are majorly responsible for deciding how much they hike the staffers' pay. But the government can also help achieve higher wages through tax incentives. Japan's consumer inflation has already hit a 4-decade high of 3.7%. This was well above the BOJ's target. This has hit households brutally, as they failed to keep up with the spike in prices of consumers' goods. And the reason was insufficient wage increments, as the employees struggle to make ends meet. Members of the C-suite are pocketing big money. Reports show India's top-listed companies clocked in a rise of 4% in their average consumption in the last fiscal year. This has been the highest in at least 5 years. Despite the disruptions caused by the pandemic, the big guys seem to be doing good for themselves. Chief executive officers in the top earning bracket, who earn over $1.2 million annually, are steadily growing. It is evident that the pay gap between the top and the bottom of the pyramid is continually increasing. The rich are getting richer as the middle class struggles to get by. In 2021, corporate CEOs were quick to blame worker wages for causing inflation. But according to a report by an American trade union, AFL-CIO, workers' real wages actually fell after inflation adjustment. Working people actually experienced a pay cut instead of an increment. All this when US companies enjoyed record profits. And CEO pay increased at an ever faster rate. CEOs of S&P 500 companies received $18.3 million in compensation on an average. Their pay rose 18.2% faster than the US inflation rate of 7.1%. In contrast, US workers' wages fell behind inflation. Worker wages rose only 4.7% in 2021, overall falling by 2.4%. This raises a question. Is inflation adjustment a joke for the employers? Is a hike in pay really a hike if it doesn't keep up with the soaring cost of living? Take the UK, for example. It is riddled with strikes, from nurses to railway staff, from bus drivers in London to border force agents and teachers. Everyone is protesting for better working conditions. The workers are in a tussle with the governmental authorities over unfair wages. And why not? The economy of several countries tanked, but it has affected people disproportionately. CEOs have always made more than their employees. But what has been going on in recent years is absurd. According to Bloomberg, American CEOs of the biggest publicly traded firms receive 144 times more than their median employee. The CEO pay ratio is calculated by dividing the CEO's compensation by the pay of the median employee. Walmart, for instance, has a CEO to worker pay ratio of 983 to 1. At Coca-Cola, the ratio is 1,621 to 1. And GameStop, the company which is at the center of this year's stock trading frenzy, has a ratio of 1,137 to 1. So, what gives? How much is being controlled by the upper 1%? And how long will this disparity continue? There's no denying. The executives and directors will, of course, always earn more. But does that mean the working class should continue to suffer? Don't they at least deserve to keep pace with the inflation, an increment that surpasses the rising prices? Is it too much to ask?
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.